again, since something weird is going on, but I'm not sure whether I have the tools to or resources to investigate this, but for some reason the computer got really unresponsive for a few minutes, while of course the stream also stopped. Didn't look like a network issue, but that's the error that we got on the stream end or on the Twitch end. In any case, let's see if we can spectate or whether it throws us an error. No. Okay. So now it works. So Discord for some reason crashed, and quite a few other software as well. Don't know what's that about. Well, alright, let's try to fine-tune, fast forward. Fine-tuning is what happens between the games while we sleep. But now we have a chance to add some material for our brains to work with when we finally go asleep. So German Nick doing the walls. So I think they didn't aim to have a feudal army. So that would have been a reaction to our opening. Again, this, like, I understand why people do this sort of walling, but I wouldn't mind having a wall there instead of having this back wall, if walling is what you have to do. So they are lacking farms. But why is that? And this eats away some of their wood resources, or it did. So this archer range, I expect, was a defensive addition that they probably didn't even need. And here comes the farms. They have the perfect farm placement as well. Well, almost. Almost, but it's really, really good in any case. So they are on their way to the castle age. They added a second stable on the back. But they never got to camels, or in camel numbers at least. Although that was what I was expecting that they would aim at. And here is the defensive castle. Now villager losses are 2-2. Make that 3-2. target was few scouts to clean those. But the thing worth noticing is that upon reaching the castle edge, we were some 7 villages ahead. So that much had happened during their ops. I'm in the wrong window, sorry. So this is the wall I was referring earlier. Instead of having this wall, it would be nice to have that one. But in any case, we are still some 10 villages ahead. Since their first structure was a castle, instead of adding town center or 2, only after that did they add the town center. And then a second castle. But these are really good, these golems. I didn't realize that they have this good pierce armor. And also the timing was really good because we were just building this castle and all of a sudden we lost 20 villagers. And we are not in the lead anymore. So after seeing what I saw, I thought that we would be in a good position. But actually this single moment changed quite much. Now we are again in the leading position villager wise. So what they should have done is continue with the golems. Instead of healing those, they should have just moved on and scout the base, the little base that we had. I think. Yeah, but now I can tell from the stream that it is really dark. Perhaps I could fix that soon enough. But yeah, we have double the villager numbers now. So their play could be correct in to a fashion. You open with golems, then start researching the camels. But when we have the infantry combination that we do, can we destroy this? Yes, it's very important. So we are expecting to see a new blacksmith any day now. Yes. But they were really on a very thin position, or very lightweight position eco-wise, so they need to take care of their army. But we have double almost the villagers, so we can afford to lose some of them. We also have quite good eco upgrades. They are still lacking some, but this is good because it felt like that. So at this stage we had 137 villagers. I don't think we lost any. So they destroyed the town center, and then now they should get some 20 or so villager kills, but we still have 122. And we are slowly going to be pop capped, and they still didn't find the two. Right, there's a castle there and then a town center over there, but they didn't find, and now they are back to do some defending. But at this stage we could have done a similar move by just sneaking past. Yeah, but they have 23 farmers, so it's no wonder that they don't get food at this moment. And this castle was just a decoy. Of course, we are losing quite much, but we didn't really need the castle, or we didn't feel like we needed it. But if we now had some position here, we could have denied the castle that we spent so much time destroying later on. And now this time this doesn't work. Which was great. Now they are adding the villagers again. And perhaps this is the position, like we have doubled the population, we should make, we should do something with that. Instead what we do is throw this little group of armies away. Of course we occasionally manage to kill their cold units too, but this group of hand cannoneers is probably going to stay alive for the rest of, well, for a long time in any case. Only 14 kills. We have quite expensive rams here. Would have made more sense to have ranged trebuchets, for example, because those we could have defended more easily. Now we are just throwing resources away. But since we got this neutral or their stone basically, we have still some stone for... Well, we could have seen this. I'm excited to see how long it takes for us to realize this happening. Well, not too long. And we still had enough villagers to get rid of one of the trebuchets. And then the push is dead. Short pause and then it continued. And yeah, even after this we still have double the villagers. So perhaps it looked like they had more farming eco than they actually possessed. And they are out of gold. Whereas I think we still... No, we don't have, right. Yes, because the last pile was there. And now we are able to idle some more farms. Yeah, but perhaps by focusing a little better we could have ended the game faster. Because now the only thing they have is this hussar army, few trebuchets, and then this group of hand cannoneers, and we are losing so much to these castles and town centers and hand cannoneers. Like how many? 161 kills and counting. And here they are thinking that for some reason they don't have enough food. Perhaps because these farms are quite idle and these farms are gone, and these have been raided at some point as well. Alright, it was the Urumis perhaps. I didn't even realize, and they complimented us for that strike, and then I'll just... No, but I'll be able to use the timeline function soon enough. But alright, so this is a game, but I get it why it doesn't necessarily feel like that, because they have done great work here and there, destroying towns and everything. So they don't necessarily think that we are in such a good spot. Like we happen to be at. They got more relics and everything. I was supposed to drop an additional castle as well, but that I didn't do. And now I realize that the chat doesn't show after the game. Like the discussions of the game are not recorded. Which is probably fair for, like, if you want to compliment or whatnot your opponent, but I'm glad that I perhaps managed to show the discussion that we had before our stream dropped again. And yeah, finishing the game would be a nice skill. Then again, kudos to German and Nick for keeping up with the pressure. Now the question is, can we easily see when we raid? Aha! So what is it that hits these? Alright, so we had a group of scouts that I sent there. I just... Did I know that there's something, or was it just a lucky guess? Yes, indeed it was quite lucky. And even though it was just 11 villagers, it was still 1/5 of the villager population that they had. So that's not nothing. But it was also a nice thing regarding the game that they didn't wall, like stone wall, like some people might be tempted to do. Then again, their castles were well positioned. Alright, just didn't manage to run around them like I should have. Just going in from there, for example. So what ended up happening was we lost quite much. They weren't lying when they said that they had the score lead, because they indeed did. After killing twice the number of units, 935, while only losing 500 or so. So well played. This chat box of ours is floating a bit randomly there currently. Alright, let's see if we can still find a game for ourselves before calling it quits. I'll also check if there's something that we might be able to fine-tune. Not necessarily, no. Well, we will study the issue that Vip Sargon mentioned or brought to our attention earlier before the next stream then. But now we get to play an Arabia, and we are in a stress-free situation because we are, even if we happen to lose for some reason to Teutons, we are still in a position where we are neutral in the worst case. Instead of being in a losing side of the scale. For some reason we get Lithuanians quite often. There are 30-40 civilizations, but we have played with this one for at least once today already, so perhaps it's not too weird thing. I just happen to remember that because we had a game against Lithuanians before that. This was a bad start. I can pause my production for a while. A minute or so. If it no worries, I will do it in any case. Teaches me to get better. I feel you. Been there a couple of times myself. I like your attitude. Time to show how to come back from a difficult beginning. I should probably be doing something myself, say a house. Teutons with a vengeance. I am prepared to have nightmares about it. So, 5 cats, a trebuchet, and a dream. He's a solid team player, if I ever saw one. I also hope the laugher doesn't follow. Follow me there and then. There and then. So a few more houses a barracks, and he's a good laugher. And that's good. And no worries, I didn't take it in a bad way. Just being busy luring elephants without losing too much. So typing, so writing skills are not there at all times. Dun, 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 dun. So we didn't lose our scout despite running right on the town center for us all, I think, especially in game. Yeah. Sounds plausible. Fast fuel then. It's a little slow for what I want. Oh, whoop. I'm trying for consistent 920. Oh. Ah. That's good. Alright, so they will be hitting us with scouts, presumably. And what we could try to do is add some eco and then single spear perhaps. It's as good as I can get it with 90 villages plus scout. I don't think I have timed up times too much. Usually it just happen when they see fit. So we could... Ooh, house walls, that's clever. So let's try to upgrade these a bit. No. Run. A few more villages. Well, it could be that we lost that one. And we could do some additional ones. That's nice. Alright, did they have upgrades? I don't know, because I was too busy doing other things. Let's have a few farms on the backside. Then I would like to add with some more pressure, because that's how the game is not often played, as we know. Run, back home we go. So let's do just that. This could be the last scout alive, but it's not. And then we could try to hit them there. Few archers, make it 15. Right. Hey, we got in. I don't know why or how. No, 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 no. No? Well, the amount of farms. Alright, then what we need is just keep on fighting, please. Some more archers, why not? Then you could follow from there. Let's see if we can make it work. And it seems that they are just... Alright, move far. Sorry. Houses. And... Sorry. I was a little late to react to that one. This is still open, so that's nice. Hello. So they should be losing quite much in the process. Right, and then in we go. So they will have resources now, but once the farms need reseeding, they should be in a dire spot instead. So right, and then in we go. And it doesn't have fletching as of yet, so that's good for us. Second archer range, that's good. And let's just go in there. Oops. Alright, so we should be getting to the next. Ooh, they're probably down there, right? Getting some stone for themselves. Let's see if they are open there. And you could go there. For we need to get to the next age as soon as possible. This time. If not previously. Right? Oops, sorry. My bad. So we can see some knights. Sadly in the reach. Right, so they have a group. Oh, sorry. It's my misplay there. Alright, so they have a nice number of army present. But will that be enough? Well, the micro wasn't the greatest, but we should still be able to clean that. And then, oops, moving again. So some upgrades. Gold we need, right. Because that's a very important upgrade. Crossbow would be nice as well. Eventually, but we don't need to rush that. Well, let's build a second barracks then, and then carry on with those. Alright, very good. Well done, everyone. And then we need more people on quite a few fronts, but let's converse about those in the nearest future. Fighting head on against pikes is something you might do, but not necessarily would want to do. And then the farmers, right. Oh, there are also some upgrades we might want to do. Alright, well. Let's move back for a while, because we would like to get third town centers soon enough. Alright, and back out we go. I don't know if we really needed to respect that tower too much, but that's what we did, so there's little we can do about that now. No, 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 hello, hello, hello. Right, how's this? And then back there you go. So we are Lithuanians, so the ponies would be expected, but they probably will do some scorpions or similar to try to fight our groups, yes. As visible here. And a ram as well? Okay, well. That's the correct play, but we don't need you there necessarily. No, 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 just go there instead. How do we get more people doing work? Okay, well this is very good. So that was their push, for now at least. And then we need no more. No more much. Okay, so there you are. That's very good. And no, let's not do this. The university. It's a good idea. And then some long swordsmen. Why not? And then eventually we could also get some people to give us the buildings required for the next age. So ballistics would be nice, and then castle theirs is of course better than ours, but let's see if we can make this work. Alright, doing the work. And this is just out of the reach. But that's alright. And let's stay here for now. Extra range for... Well, I am terrible. Well, I don't agree with that statement. GG. I was afraid of your knights once you got the early numbers. You're up 20 villagers plus all the military. Luckily you give it the start. Hey. Farming eco looked scary, but then I thought that you may be struggling for wood eventually. The last raid on the was a lucky strike. I didn't have anyone on wood, but it wasn't terrible. Everything was set up for knights. Yeah, that makes sense. So long you clear my army, as you did, of course. So my pressure was more of a show than actually effective at that stage. Once you got to castle age with a stable that was protected by the tower, by the way. You didn't dare to try to destroy it. Not at all. Even with the castle in those numbers you can take the stray knights. I think you just didn't patrol in all the time. Yeah, my army control is one of the key points I should try to improve with, especially when sending reinforcements. Either they attack a random house somewhere or get picked by knights while walking peacefully to their patrol in and keep things on stand ground until you don't need. That way you are not running into stuff. Sound advice. Perhaps one of these days. Attack move is best. In patrol units eventually walk back and forth. Actually, I don't think I use attack move ever, so should check its binding. Thanks for that tip as well. The default is R. Can I see the no? I can't. Fold Q and patrol back and forth forever. Can't see the UI now, but feels right. I usually use patrol for keeping spears close to villagers. So attack move is something we could try to learn and attack for going forward. Yes. I can feel my ELO ceiling rising as you speak. Thanks. It was a fun game. Sad and all. Hopefully we will rise together so we shall have more games such as this. You do take care. Best of luck. And take care as well. See you at the top. See you at the top. So 5 cats, a trebuchet and a dream. I think we have faced them in the past. But is it possible? Or am I just making these fake memories because the name is so catchy? And do I have a way of finding about that? Let's see. Since we have our replays, so 5 cats. Refresh. 5. No, this is the first game that we have a recording of. So it must have been a dream. But a good dream. As such. Now let's see if the replay teaches us anything. Dum dum dum. At least we should see their idle town center soon enough. Unless that was a cunning ploy. So here it is. Idle TC time is 30 seconds. And is this the chat o'clock? Alright, 35 seconds. And then we give them some leeway. But yeah, they're right, it should be fine. Oh! And we gave them 38 seconds. So what a fair game. And then some extra. On top of that. But that explains the since I was curious how they could have that many farms as they did, but it was partially because that idle TC time was only 30 seconds. Of course they couldn't know that. They just realized that oh shoot. So their feudal age time was what? 10 minutes. Okay, so 9:50. Alright, so they could tell from that they didn't lose too much time because they had they were only some 40 seconds behind their ideal time. Yeah, we could have perhaps killed that villager, but that's perhaps one of those things where what they were referring to, that perhaps we just clicked in and didn't patrol because we are passing right through a very suitable prey. So we got one villager kill nevertheless, and then we are going to lose not too much. They're not using their scout, but we didn't even notice that either. And there was hole. Wow. In between. Somewhere there. But now 6 villager kills is of course quite much, even if there are only a few. Oh, that's the hole. Few villagers behind and on their way to the castle age. But yeah, it would have made sense to send few archers there. I was just so happy about destroying the blacksmith. But yeah, since they have the resources, it wouldn't be a dumb thing to build an archer range and few skirmishes. For example, they didn't really need the tower necessarily, but they wanted to play with knights, and now we are a little bit late, and then we will lose the villagers after killing few. And this was still a very nice attempt. But if these were there, we could have killed few more. But alright, it looks really dire. They managed to get the armor upgrade just in time, but they didn't get the forging. So that was good. And then our map control and our vision of their play is going to diminish soon enough. And this was, since I was expecting castle, this was the late realization that they could have taken that stone over there. So they are 15 villagers behind at this stage. So there, we have managed to do enough damage. Could have gotten these to give us an edge, and they only have 2 people on wood, and they can't add additional town centers, but also because of the tower. Yeah, we could have moved few units down there as well, but this is a stage where losing houses hurts too, because you are not housed now, but it's still 50 wood that you don't really have. And we didn't need to move in, but it felt like prompt action. No wood for a blacksmith, and these will eventually run out. And here we are walking in, but killing a knight perhaps. Too bad that they got the armor upgrade. So in a sense, focusing on the blacksmith made sense. Then the knights show up, but in small enough numbers that they don't hurt too much. So it's 16-0 the villager kills. I didn't realize during the game that they didn't manage to kill no one. And they are only now getting back on track with their macro, and well, we are rather vulnerable ourselves too, but they are focusing on getting the knights numbers up, producing siege workshop. If they realized how much they had fell behind, they would probably be adding more town centers, but they had a plan. They wanted to play knights, so I don't know if they realize that they are so low on health that even men-at-arms could kill a knight if it just focuses. But this explains why this encounter went so well for us, because they were so low on health. Then we are sneaking in from the flank, and this push is dead, and the pike is enough to help win those knights. Alright, but they are adding villagers in a with a nice space, whereas we have had quite much idle TC time trying to do everything, even the hand guards now. But we still have the eco lead. I don't know if they feel it. And I'm getting past from there, and the castle is just few tiles too far back to actually make a dent, but it's still a very threatening one. Well, I am terrible. So their problem was losing these villagers, why not? 18 kills in total. Were they all there? Oh, okay, so they were fighting against... That's not very advisable move. Fighting against longswords. Although that was just two... Okay, sorry. 3 longswordsmen. Now that pikeman is dead. And then it was only because they attacked these that these got the hunch. So that was the terrible move there, because we probably would have lost these to a random knight or something if it wasn't for 5 cats, a trebuchet and a dreams move to try to fight these off with villagers. And that's how they lost some 10 villagers. And they are late to a castle and all that. Huh. I hope that they will watch the recording, because it the idle villager made very little difference in that. It was that eagerness or the greediness and to make things happen, and the eagerness to play with knights more specifically. I'll scout their past a bit to see if that's what they've been doing. And what they've gained ELO from some 600 to now 1050-ish level during the last couple of years. So kudos to them. And Romans and Teutons and Goths and Byzantines, and they have played them all. $870 games under their belt. So that's cool. Alright. I'll try to verify the brightness. Yeah, things are quite dark. Perhaps I could fix that somehow in the nearest future. So, thank you all for the company and for the games, and sorry about the interruptions. We will work with those in the nearest future and see how it goes. Quite fast. Not very fast, but like fast enough. Alright. If everything goes splendidly, we will be having more games in during the week. Yes. And now we are easily on the positive side with wins/losses. So stay tuned for more. And goodbye.